أنا البحر في أحشائه الدر كامن فهل سألوا الغواص عن صدفاتي. السلام عليكم. مرحبا بكم أعزائي الطلاب. Welcome back my dear students to another video of learning Arabic with Dr. AbdulRahman. In this video series, we're talking about the simplified Arabic language grammar for beginners. Well, I have made many videos now that will help you as a beginner, and we're going to continue in the coming few videos until we finish the beginner's level of Arabic language grammar. In this topic, I'm going to tell you all about the nominative case. What is the meaning of nominative case? First, in Arabic, we refer to it as the حالة المرفوع أو حالة الرفع. Now, حالة الرفع, it means that the noun will end with dhamma or double dhamma. Now, let me tell you something. For the nominative case, it has different levels. Now, in this level, I'm going to choose for you a very simplified definition. You're not going to miss anything, but inshallah, later on, you're going to see another video for the nominative case for the intermediate level. For now, what you really need will be included in this video, a level that I think will fit your level as a beginner. Let us start. The nominative case, it means that the ending of noun will have either one dhamma or two dhammas. Now, in another video, I explained this, but we're going to talk about again very quick. It will have one dhamma if the noun is definite. It will have two dhammas if the noun is indefinite. Now, look at this example. الطالب مجتهد. الطالب is definite. الطالب مجتهد. Now, we can have the same word and it can have double dhammas, or we call it nunation. So that is the tanween. طالب مجتهد. طالب مجتهد. So طالب here is indefinite, and this is why we ended that noun with double dhammas. And again, the double dhammas, we call them nunation. التنوين. Now, what does that tell us about the noun? It means that the noun is in one of two main positions. First, that the noun is in the subject position. Now, in the nominal sentence, in the equational sentence, we refer to it as al-mubtada. So that means that the noun is the subject of that sentence. So the example that we just took, الطالب مجتهد or طالب مجتهد, طالب in both sentences is in the subject position. So when the noun is in the subject position, that means it will be in the nominative case. It will end with one dhamma if it is definite, two dhammas if it is indefinite. So what is the second possible situation where we can have a noun in the nominative case? Yes, in the predicate of the equational sentence. If it is the khabar of the al-jumla al-ismiya. If it is the khabar, the predicate of the equational sentence. For example, هذا طالب. هذا طالب. This is a student. So طالب here is al-khabar, is the predicate. هذا is al-mubtada. طالب ended with two dhammas with tanween, nunation. That was the khabar. The khabar there had a nunation because it's indefinite. What about when it is definite? I want to ask you before I give you the example. What is the case ending of the al-khabar if it is a noun and it is definite? This is the word هو الطالب. هو الطالب. هو الطالب. هو is مبتدا. الطالب is the predicate. It is the khabar and it is in the nominative case. However, it will have only one dhamma because it is definite. If it was indefinite, it will be like this. Huwa talibun. Perfect. Main points now. Number one, nominative case, it means that the noun is in the subject position or in the predicate position of an equational sentence. There are other cases. This is not the time for it. As a beginner, just focus on this one, understand this one, and then later on you will find a video that says nominative case 2. That will take you to the level 2. That's number one. Number two, when the noun is in the nominative case, there are indicators in the ending of that noun. So you go to the last letter of that word. If it ends with one dhamma or ends with two dhammas, right? If it ends with one dhamma, that means it's a definite noun and it's ending with one dhamma. Two dhammas, it means that it is indefinite. Examples, هذا طالب, هذا الطالب. Since we are talking about the nominative case and the equational sentences, look at this sentence. We said huwa talibun. Now talibun is already with a tanween. What about huwa? We see that huwa is a pronoun. Pronouns do not have any case endings. So all pronouns, whether it is ana, anta, anti, huwa, hiya, antum, all the pronouns, if they come in the subject position or even if they come in the predicate position, they will not have any case ending, even though they will be in the nominative case because they are pronouns. One more point about the nominative case. Nominative case is like the default. When you say any word, for example, you're looking for a word or you're reciting a list of words, the nominative case is the default. So for example, you have a list of words and you want to read them. You say kitabun, baytun, madrasatun, qalamun, at-talibu. It's like the default for the Arabic language words. Another important point about the nominative case and the other cases in general. When you say, for example, this sentence, at-talibu mujtahidun, or talibun mujtahidun, or huwa talibun. Now we say it like this, the ending on, which is the tanween, we only say it because I'm teaching. But in reality, if you pause on that word, that means you're gonna what? Remove the tanween, put a sukun. هذا طالب. هو طالب. أنا معلم. Before we end, I'm gonna give you these sentences. And I want you to put the case ending. I want you to put the appropriate case ending for these nouns. Pay attention. If there is a pronoun, that means no case ending for that noun. Let us start. Read these sentences. Perfect. واحد. هي معلمة. Perfect. هي طالبة. Perfect. نحن الطلاب. المعلم موجود. المعلم موجود. معلم متميز. معلم متميز. كتاب جديد. الكتاب جديد. الكتاب جديد. That's it for the nominative case. If you like the video, please subscribe, share it with your Arabic language partner. I hope that you continue learning Arabic. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. مع السلامة.